Alright guys, so we have our front brake assembly here, and I want to go ahead and replace these screens with some new ones that look nice. There's a block off plate on the back there, and then this one as well. And then I'm going to remove these block off plates and just keep them removed. It would keep water out if I'm riding in the rain and things like that, but I think it's more important to me to keep these cool, and I'm not planning on riding this bike in the rain a whole terrible amount of times. So I think I'll be just fine doing that. So the first thing I have to do is remove these brake shoes. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just get all new brake shoes for my wheels as well. So it looks like I just need to remove these snap rings here. Alright, I really didn't need to remove the snap rings unless I'm removing these, which I think I will replace. They look okay, but I'd rather make sure I have good brakes. And so now I just need to remove these screws here and the screws on the front. But you can see these screws are a little bit chewed about with before. I've got a JIS screwdriver. Seems like they bite better than a standard Phillips screwdriver. And I've got all new replacement screws to go. Particularly stubborn one. But this screwdriver has never let me down. So there's the block off plate here, which we won't be needing. Then there's the old screen here, which is a bit dirty and rusty and just not good looking. Then we have a replacement one for that. And this bag here. Much better than the place. I've got all new screws here. These are pretty. Alright, so the outlet screen is done. Looks a little bit better. Then now I have to do the inlet screen. Alright, so I got the old backing plate off and the old screen off. A couple of these screws were in bad condition and it took some persuading to get them out, but they are out. So now it's time for the new. So much better condition on here, and it looks like I'll just kind of have to curve it on there. Oh, beautiful. That's going to look so much better. Alright, I'll start with putting in these middle screws. Thing is, when I'm doing this, I'm not putting them in there fully tightened because I want there to be some wiggle room to get everything else to line up. Then after I get them all in is when I fully tighten them. That's what I did on the exhaust side, or the outlet side, sorry. And then that's what I'll do here on this inlet side as well. I'll get them close. Then I'll have to bend them down. I gotta get this other side in, and then I'll fully tighten them down, right? And that's just a simple change. We can go from looking all rusty to be looking so much better. So new screens and new hardware. Not too bad. All right, I think I'm gonna go ahead and put these shoes back on for right now, but I will order some new shoes for the brakes. All right, so I've got the shoes back in, the springs on, and the snap rings on here. So I can kind of set this onto the front wheel, then we can start fitting the front wheel to the bike. All right, so now we need to fit our front wheel here to the motorcycle. So let's go ahead and do that. See if we can't get it in place here. Part of the problem is my front wheel chock here is a little too close, so the wheel's hitting that and I can't fit it underneath. All right, well, I think I'm going to have to reassess this and figure out how I'm going to get this in there. All right, round two, I made some adjustments. I think my wheel can fit up through here now, and let's see what we can do. So let's get our wheel in position. Hopefully it'll slide in there a little bit easier now. Well, that's that. So I think the thing to do is I'm going to take this front and tilt it back, and then I can get the front wheel in here. So let me do that real quick. All right, well, I've got the fenders kind of secured behind, and let's see if we can't get this front wheel in position now. All right, this is a bit tricky. All right, so on this side we need to make sure that located in position, which it did. So that is good. Our axle has been pushed through, and we have a nut here. We will screw into position. There we go. I'm not going to fully torque this down. I'm just trying to get this to where this bike rolls. All right, that'll work for now. All right, so I did remove this front fender here, or mud guard, depending on what part of the country or what part of the world you're in, because this wasn't going to fit with this stand. I will just have to put it on after the bike is off this front stand, which might be sometime soon actually. So that front wheel is all mounted, and then in the next video we'll mount the rear wheel back there. Alright guys, well, thanks for watching this video. We got our wheels cleaned and kind of put together here. Front one mounted. We'll work on the rear one on the next video. But thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Also, make sure to go to motohomeless.com. Get yourself some shirts like this, long sleeve, short sleeve, and hoodies. So make sure motohomeless.com.